Welcome to Blank Screen. In Season 1, we talked about the recipe for success. Identify the next step, take the next step, evaluate, and repeat. But where do you do that? We're going to figure out today how to get from where you are to where you want to go. So let's start by defining where you want to go as a place. I like to think that where you want to go is finding success. What a beautiful place success is. But what's standing in our way of taking those first steps? Well, there's probably a few barriers, and usually they're emotional. They might be fears, they might be anxiety, or just general concern. But what everyone needs to understand is these are totally justified, or at least they used to be. See, our brain was actually taught to give us a rational fear of the unknown. Because as we evolved as humans, what we didn't know literally could kill us. And so there's coping mechanisms in our minds that are pre-programmed to stop us from venturing out into the great unknown. There's a lot of monsters down there too, aren't there? Monsters like scary squid men. Just kidding. Monsters like social media. Monsters like what other people think. Monsters like the thoughts in our own head. And doubt. Any one of these can reach up and grab us at any time and pull us down to failure. So how do we avoid that? Well, the best way to break down these totally justified concerns is through knowledge. We base that knowledge on large amounts of data. And I want you to know that every one of these videos has the same underpinning. Large data that leads to quality information in the form of facts. And this isn't anecdata. Anecdata being a story about someone who tried something and it either did or didn't work. I'm talking about large enough numbers that the data is justified. And that's where most of these videos come from. And from that knowledge, we can find motivation. True motivation really only takes about 1 hour of committed thought. But where do we go from there? We have to have high quality implementation. And that has to be supported by support. And most people get support from two places. Internal, and if you get the next one wrong, I'm going to be a little disappointed. But the other would be external. And whether that's friends and family or the voice in our own head, we are literally supporting our implementation through support. And if we implement time over time, if we do that thing and then repeat, we begin to create habits. And to develop a good habit, that usually takes about 1,000 hours. And finally, to become an expert, that takes 1 million hours. And I'm honestly laughing at myself right now. I wrote 1 million hours, and after I recorded it, I wanted to check because it didn't sound right. It's actually only 10,000 hours, so I got 2 extra zeros up there. 1 million hours is 114 years, and it does not take that long to become an expert. So please, disregard the couple extra zeros. It's a big drawing. It took a long time. And so just bear with me here. Correct that in your own mind down to 10,000 hours, not 1 million. But once you get through your motivation phase, through building habits and over to being an expert, you will experience success. And you'll probably notice somewhere in the middle between motivation and building habits, you're probably trudging somewhere through that valley of despair that we talked about from the Dunning-Kruger effect. So we'll throw that down here with the monsters too. The old valley of despair. That's what you have to cross over through to find your success. So don't get scared by the monsters. Know those emotions that are stopping you from engaging. Those are totally rational, or at least they used to be. But maybe they're not anymore. Find the motivation, build the habits, become an expert, and find success. Thank you for watching Blank Screen. I love having you along for these rides. By Michael T. Swartz. We'll see you on episode 7.